live on. I see it.
Live.
What's up, guys? John here. Titan Talk Tuesday. You know it's a great day if it's Tuesday and it's Titan Talk with me. Because you know what? We're almost to hump day, which is Wednesday, which is almost majority of the week is gone. Closer to that Friday and that weekend. I love it. I love it. So we're here. Got a great show for you guys. You know, we are in November, so November is No Shave November. Now, I haven't shaved, or I have shaved this month. I should probably let my beard grow out so I can show some support for those guys out there. And No Shave November really, it has to deal with like prostate cancer with guys and stuff like that. You know, want to make sure that, you know, we're giving them a shout out there. We often talk about cancer a lot on here, breast cancer, cervical cancer, but we don't talk about prostate cancer, and that's a big uprising in males today. What up, Dwayne? How you doing, man? Straight Diuretics in the house. How you doing, Christian? So, got a great show for you guys. Like I said, we're going to talk about our therapy of the week, which is Prometheus, and this is an up-and-coming therapy for sure. Great for weight loss, works in a lot of different ways than the other weight loss therapies that we have out there, and I'll explain it all for you guys so you really do understand what Prometheus is and how it can help you. All right. Other than that, we're going to talk about eating protein, how it can help lose weight and feel great. All right. Shawn Rhoden, a big topic out there. I've been asked a million times what I think about Shawn Rhoden's death, because that's what's happened to this guy. It's a shame, a big shame. If you don't know who Shawn Rhoden is, I'll kind of discuss who he is and what's going on out there, right? And why I'm getting all these different questions from people I would not expect to get these questions from. So I know, Christian, I know you probably talked about Shawn out there quite a few times already. You know, everybody pretty much has in the fitness and bodybuilding industry. So we'll get into that too. Plus, we're going to get the poll. Is your body summer ready, right? And at that point, we'll talk about some of the answers that we got from the poll question too as well. So you guys can, you know, maybe chime in there or maybe say where you guys are at too as well. We're going to talk about the events we got coming up in Titan. We got a couple more events before the end of this year. And people want us to be a part of a lot more events. I'm just, at this point, I think we're going to end the year strong, doing what we're doing and not add anything else to our plate. Because we've been sitting at that table for a long time, eating a lot of meals, if you get where I'm coming from. So, what's going on? How you doing, Zal, ERW, Rubinto? What's going on? Summer ready, yes. And this is the time to get summer ready if you're not. So, let's talk about Prometheus. So, Prometheus is a capsule therapy that we have. Now, Prometheus combines two different medications in one, right? And if you know these medications can be used in different instances for medical issues. So let's talk about what's in Prometheus. So Prometheus has metformin in it, right? And it has bupropion, right? So two different things as far as they work for weight loss, and they will help you with a couple different things too as well. Let's talk about Prometheus and these ingredients, metformin and bupropion, excuse me. So, you need to get summer body ready, ERW? No problem, man. We got you. We got a lot of different things. John needs to be cloned. I wish I could get a clone, man. I know Shreese wants one too. We can do a lot more things, help a lot more people for sure, be in a lot more different places at one time. It'd be a beautiful thing for sure. You know, if you've ever seen that movie Multiplicity with Michael Keaton, if you haven't, it's kind of an older movie, but he basically clones himself over and over and over to do different jobs, to handle the family and all these different things. They kind of collide a couple different ways, so you always got to worry about that clone trying to take you out too. So you don't want that either. Tito Jamison, Justin, what's going on? So let's talk about Prometheus. So metformin and bupropion, two different medications. Now, bupropion can work in a couple different ways. Now, the way that it works as far as for this, it's going to help curb appetites and cravings, okay? So this is a big portion of things. It will actually enhance mood too as well. That's just one portion. The next portion is metformin. So metformin is actually going to help with digestion as far as slowing it down, and it's going to help with sugar levels in the body. So this is going to help in a number of different ways, especially with adipose tissue on the gut or the stomach you want to get rid of. This is definitely some different ways. And there's more into it as far as longevity too as well. When we talk about metformin, you can talk about, anti-aging studies that are going on too as well. We know that, when we have high levels of glucose or sugar in our bloodstream, then cells deteriorate in our body. And this is a negative effect to our body. It's going to hurt us a lot more, right, when we have all this sugar going through our blood. And at that point, this will lower blood sugar levels. So when less cells are dying, the more are going to be there per se, and the longer you're going to be able to live, because the healthier your body is going to be too as well. So the way that this works is lowering A1C. So A1C is your sugar levels of a 3-month average. So when you get a blood test, you usually get a glucose level in there, and that will be determined, high or low, whether you're fasting, not fasting, or that could skew the result. With an hemoglobin A1C, you're not going to skew the result. No matter if you fast or don't fast, you're actually going to get a 3-month average of the sugar in your bloodstream. So this is going to be very important because it's going to tell you if you're pre-diabetic, diabetic, or where you're at. And you can kind of know what you're going to have to do after that. So this is a great way as far as for weight loss. And there's no stimulants in this. So when we compare the other weight loss therapies that we have, there are very good ones too as well. We're talking about ECA Stack Plus, ephedrine, caffeine, aspirin, B12, and chromium. We're talking about real ephedrine too, HCl. We're not talking about like ephedrine extract or anything you're going to get over the counter. This is something that has to be prescribed. When we talk about ECAs, we're talking about ephedrine, caffeine, B12, chromium, and aspirin. So at that point, it's big difference as far as how they work in the body and how they're going to work for you as far as for weight loss. Then we talk about like Titan Complete or AOD 9604. These all work in different ways, right? And, some people have different patterns as far as for diets and such, where maybe Prometheus is going to work with them as far as, being able to give them a better result than maybe taking Titan Complete, right? So this is something that you guys should definitely look into if you guys are looking for mood enhancement, weight loss, energy, more natural energy too as well, and helping you lower your sugar levels and A1C. So what up, Big Irishman, my dude? What's going on? Dude, Quashan or Carcinal, are you going to save the live? Yes. So all of my lives will get replayed on the page. Right afterwards, we'll give you guys the full production. So you guys on Instagram right now, you guys are seeing like a green screen, me by myself. On Facebook, they're getting to see all these great things, and YouTube too. So they're getting to see all the background, all this information that we're putting up too as well. So you guys will see this as we repost the live on there. Kim Haynes, what's going on, girl? Miss Fit Ass herself. All right, VVP 30, Thomas McArthur, what's going on? Another day in Titan Paradise. I hear that, Big Irishman, for sure, man. So you guys, right in between this Prometheus, I'll finish discussing it. So you guys know, because you guys are on here, Black Wednesday, okay? So this is the day before Thanksgiving. It's the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, right? Everybody's going to be able to take advantage of this. And that day would be, obviously, it's going to be the 24th. So Thursday, November 24th, I want you guys to all tune in. We're going to go live all day, at least 3 times that day. Black Wednesday is the biggest giveaway in Titan Medical Center land, period. So every year, I don't wait till Black Friday. I'm not going to wait till after Thanksgiving. I'm going to hit you guys with Black Wednesday. In Black Wednesday, you guys are going to be able to get free blood work possibly, free amino acid therapies or vitamin therapies, free clothing, and a lot more. Even discounts on possible therapies that you guys are already getting. So Black Wednesday is the day, guys. I'm going to post the times of when we're going to be popping up on the lives, on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, so you guys can take advantage of these winnings and savings. I'm going to have some contests probably beforehand too as well, so I want you guys to really stick to social media, because in this next week or so, I'm going to release all this information, but I'm telling you guys on here first. I haven't even released on the pages yet. Patients that have been with us for a while now, for a couple of years, know Black Wednesday is coming, and they always wait for Black Wednesday to try to take advantage of the deals. It's going to be a big thing. And like I said, apparel, free vitamin amino acid therapies, free blood work. I'm going to give away a lot of free panels of blood work, at least 6 or 8 free panels of blood work that day. So I want to make sure everybody gets to take advantage of it. Everybody tunes in. I always do it 3 times a day just in case, hey, listen, you got to work, you're doing something, you can tune in to at least one. But if you tune into all three, you guys will have a way better chance of winning a lot of these different things out there. Just letting you know. Plus, I'm going to do a pre-contest as well. So, you know what? You might win something at the start of Black Wednesday, and you won't even have to tune in for any more if you don't want to. But you can win more on that day. It's going to be a huge day. B. Musin, what's going on? How you doing? All right. Easy Bar Fitness, Piney the Destroyer. Kim Haynes said, I'll be there. The Punisher's in the house. Pursuit of Success. What's going on? My man, what's going on? So, Rivera's, what's going on? How you guys doing out there? Iron sharpens iron. So we're talking about Black Wednesday, Thursday, November 24th. Tune in. Stay tuned to all social media that day because we're going to be doing lives. We're going to be doing free giveaways of vitamin amino acid therapies. We're going to be doing free blood work giveaways and free apparel giveaways, plus discounts on your stuff if you guys are already getting therapies. So check it out. If you're eating clean, what would you still recommend? Would you still recommend Metformin? So yeah, I mean, for weight loss effects, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be a game changer, Ronnie. Even if you eat clean, like I eat very clean and stuff like that. I'm on 500 milligrams of Metformin. My dad was diabetic, and I didn't find that out until Titan Medical Center. We tested him, and this was, probably my second or third year in Titan Medical Center as far as that goes. I'm learning more and more as far as that. And, with my dad, he's having health issues, heart problems, all these different issues. And at that point, I wanted to see what was up. So nobody ever tested hemoglobin A1C on him. Never, ever, ever. No doctor, no practitioner, nothing. And at that point, we tested him. It was like, man, you're diabetic. And this is causing a lot of the other health issues that he had. Being diabetic and having problems like that, high sugar levels can be damaging to the kidneys as well. And this is a silent killer. So at that point, this was hurting my dad's kidneys along with high blood pressure. And these things go hand in hand together. So it's really important to check things out. And I'm going to talk about this when I go over the Shawn Rhoden thing about health and all this stuff. Might be taking a stand on his $5,000 signing bonus. So the Punisher, my man, he is up in Pennsylvania. He's a state trooper up there, and it's a lot better here in Florida. He comes here and visits all the time, vacations, and I think I know he wanted to do it when he was done, basically, and got his retirement, come down here. But you know what? It might be time to switch. Come down, take that $5,000 signing bonus, be close to your Titan family, right? And be in this beautiful state that I know you love out there. So it's just a really, really good thing here in Florida as far as that goes. I went to Chicago last weekend. They're still wearing masks inside everywhere. It's really, really crazy as far as the things that are going on up there. And that's my hometown, right? I don't like to see my city in shambles, but it was in shambles. And basically like 40% of the force up there, the police force, basically got stripped if they didn't get the vaccine or mandate by now, which is a horrible thing, okay? It's a horrible thing. These guys were first responders in general. Have been going through COVID the last year and a half or 2 years almost, and they've dealt with COVID problems the whole time. Even when they didn't have a vaccine, they put their lives on the line, they put their families in danger, possibly, by bringing it home or them catching themselves. And, at this point, we're punishing them for something that, listen, they might have already had and already had possible natural immunity to. So at this point, it's really a scary thing. That's kind of what's going on out there. I hope things get better. I hope we get on a better path as humanity. So, we don't kill ourselves. I mean, that's kind of what it's going down to. We're making bad decisions all the way around, I think, in my opinion. And everybody has them. So at that point, you can have yours too. Nurse Kim Fitness in the house. What's going on? I hope you're well. Been checking out those posts. Benjamin, what's going on? Jay Diesel in the house. What's going on? Let's see who else. ES Dot. What's going on? Alf Schrod. Sakad. Hansel. So if you guys have any questions about anything we do here at Titan Medical Center, whether it's a Prometheus for weight loss, or any of the other things that we do, hormone replacement therapy, medical weight loss, vitamin amino acid injectable therapies, rejuvenation detox, libido enhancers, both males and females, peptide therapies, healing peptides, weight loss peptides, libido enhancing peptides, blood work nationwide, anywhere you guys go. We can help you guys out. All you guys have to do is call or text 727-389-3220. All right, so I hope that answered your question, Ronnie. Even if you're eating clean, you could still benefit from metformin and a weight loss effect and for longevity levels too as well. And the next question is, Ronnie, have you ever had your hemoglobin A1C tested? And if you haven't, no problems. You can always test it now. You can test it through us. I think the test is $25 to us. So at that point, you can get that test by itself. You can add that onto the panel, whatever you want to do. But I definitely would get a baseline of where it's at, just to make sure. Hey, listen, if it's good, I mean, it's not gonna hurt you anymore to do this, and you will lose adipose tissue. You will lose belly fat, guaranteed with this Prometheus. That's one good thing out there. I've got a couple patients. Well, I've got more than a couple. We've got more than a couple patients on it, and it's really, really good. So let me see what's going on here. B Musin said, "I'm a nurse and have worked the pandemic the past 2 years. It's so scary." See, there's a lot of people out there like her. That have been in this situation for a long time and been dealing with pandemic. And at that point, I really want, all our first responders to be getting treated with respect out there, especially if they went through this hard time, right? Ronnie, I got you, man. I'm telling you, it's really a game changer as far as that goes. Now, there's one more coming out that we haven't released yet, but I've talked to you guys about it last week. That's semaglutide. So semaglutide's FDA approved for weight loss. It was a pre-diabetic medication before, or type 2 diabetes medication, but it is a game changer. The studies and the clinical data, 1/5 of your weight, so 15% of your total body weight possibly, or most likely was between 5 and 15%, 5 on the very, very low end, and 50% was about the average, 13 to 50%. So that's another big one out there that you might want to take up. Big shout to Andreas Yepes. We'll be seeing him tomorrow in-house. We've got some models to be shooting tomorrow, so get ready. Paul Tejada. So Paul Tejada said, "Oh, what's going on?" Dominic Savarelli in the house. So, excuse me. Bless me. Sorry, guys. Number 2. Excuse me again. All right, so tesamorelin. So tesamorelin is a good one out there. The only thing about tesamorelin is a very expensive peptide. And the way that the FDA is going right now, they're cracking down on some peptides. If they're too high in the chain of amino acids, they're going to cut down on them. So tesamorelin is getting looked at pretty hard. For us, we want to go with therapies that are going to be, in the long run, be there for our patients so they can start them and be on them for a long time, or if they want to use them in the future, instead of, hey, listen, you can try this. Oh, man, this is working great. I love it. And sorry, we can't do it anymore. Pharmacies can't do it anymore. It's kind of sucks. So there are better options out there, I think, than for tesamorelin as far as what you're going to get as a result and the bang for the buck. I know tesamorelin works really well for some patients, and it didn't work too well for some. So it was about a 75-25 split, I think, with patients. A great peptide all the way around. I'm definitely not knocking it, for sure. It's just, as far as that goes, we want to make sure it's going to be good. What was that weight loss? So the weight loss one we're talking about right now is Prometheus. It helps with appetite suppression. It helps with mood enhancement, cravings. So sugar cravings was a big one out there that people get. This one's a great one as far as for longevity too, and lowering sugar levels in the body. Awesome one for sure. What was that? The late weight loss supplement we just talked about. So semaglutide was the other one that we're going to be bringing into the fold as far as therapies, and that one's FDA approved for weight loss too as well. So it's a really, really good one. Now they have a shot, an injectable for it, and they have an oral version. So with us here at Titan Medical Center, the way that I work is there's different therapies out there. Now, some of these different therapies can be better. So that means adding some different things to them that might help work better for better results for you as far as for weight loss too. So semaglutide, I'm kind of messing around with some different things to pop in there as far as the oral version, like MIC or B-complex, something that will, do some sort of complement to that other medication that will give you guys better results as far as weight loss goes. All right. Where can I get the glutide? So we're going to have semaglutide for you very, very shortly. Angel, good evening. How you doing? E.H. Samputo, how you doing? Guandam, how you doing? All right, so the semaglutide we will have as far as therapy for you guys here in the next week or so. I would say 2 weeks, let's say after Thanksgiving. Right when you guys need it, right? Right when you guys go crazy at Thanksgiving. This will be a definite therapy you guys can utilize to make sure you guys are keeping off those pounds and enjoying some of your Thanksgiving or holiday vacation by being able to eat, right? Just don't overeat. That's the big thing out there. And I'm going to talk about some of the different eating things too as well. So let's talk about our first other subject today other than the therapy of the week. So, eating protein 4 times a day with intermittent fasting can definitely help with weight loss too as well. There was a study done on this, and the study was done with, I think it was 40 people. So it was a small study as far as that goes. But here's what they found out. They found out that, men in particular, or people in general, if they eat protein 4 times a day with intermediate fasting at least 2 times a week, they'll probably lose the most body weight, and be able to retain fat-free mass. And fat-free mass is muscle, okay? That's what we're looking at here. So the big thing with intermediate fasting can be great, but we know that it cuts calories and you go in a calorie deficit. And if you stay in this too long, you can go into a catabolic effect without feeding your body protein. If your body doesn't have protein or enough protein or resources, what does it do? It goes into a catabolic effect to the body, and then it starts eating itself away pretty much, okay? So we don't want that either. So this study had people that ate protein 4 times a day, and these are lean cuts of protein or lean protein sources. So no fat or no high fat sources in here. It was majority eggs, chicken, fish, steak, lean steak, okay? I know the fatty steak out there. People like fatty steaks. Like, oh, like Wagyu. This is so expensive, $100, $200 a plate. I'm like, man, this is all fat. I don't want this, but it tastes great. It's all fat. I don't want the fat. Sorry. So at that point, we want to make sure that it's lean cuts of steak if that's what you're eating. So they had one study with a group that ate four protein meals. Now between 25 grams to 35 grams of protein per serving. And at that point, they ate like this every day. Now, they did have supplementation from protein sources like protein bars, and protein shakes. So with this, they did have this. And they did have a group that intermediate fasted 2 days a week. And we had a group that ate the 4 protein meals and intermediate fasted 1 day. And then they had a group that just did a calorie deficit, eating between 1,200 calories to 1,500 calories a day. So they were going to deficit every day. But their protein sources were about 20 grams of protein per day, and they had more of a fat. They had 35% fat in their meals, right? So here's what they came out with. They came out with this. The people that ate protein 4 times a day, between 25 grams and 35 grams, and intermediate fasted 2 times a week, actually lost more body fat and actually retained more fat-free mass, muscle, or had more muscle than those other groups, more than half. So this is crazy. So they actually seen other people that were not getting as much protein go into a catabolic effect. Now, the people that intermediate fasted 1 day did very well too, but they did not lose as much fat as the first group. So that's the big thing. And the people that went the calorie deficit, they lost fat, but they lost a lot less. And they lost fat-free mass, which is muscle too as well. So this is just something that you guys should really look at, especially if you guys are looking to, lose fat and you want to retain muscle. I've actually done the intermittent fasting with high protein sources, and this is a big thing. So if that's what you guys want to look at, it's a great way to do it. Carb cycling is another way to do it. That's the biggest question. I want weight loss. What can I do for weight loss? Whether it's a hormone issue or a non-hormone issue, some of these different things can help get you up that hill or mountain that you guys are trying to fight. And at that point, could probably get you guys some really, really good results. Intermittent fasting, I'm totally behind. I just want to make sure that you guys are going to get enough protein, because you don't want to get into a catabolic effect. You don't want to shrink. You might want to shrink and get the fat off, but you don't want to shrink and lose muscle, right? You want to keep the muscle that you have, because muscle is really hard to, I'm telling you, it's hard to put on for a lot of people out there. Some people are like, oh, I react great and put on a whole bunch of muscle. Well, there's only so much muscle you're going to put on in a year. I don't care who you are. Muscle, not weight. Because when we talk about weight, we're talking about fat. We're talking about other things. We're talking about water. All these other things come into play. All other variables. We're talking about fat-free mass, specifically muscle, right? My man, Big Irishman said, looking to become a patient, fill out the new patient paperwork online. You guys can do that right on the website. Illmatic, Titan Tuesday. What's up, dude? How you doing? My man, Antonio, what's going on? My man Antonio's moving up. Finishing out the Air Force this year. Titan athlete or ambassador. Got a brand new house, S560. Good job, man. My man. All right, so Shura and Doran, what's going on? DVD G Skin, what's up? Jorvinos Gonzalez, what's going on? Clay, what's up, man? So let's talk about our next one. And if you guys missed out, I talked about Prometheus, which was our therapy of the week. Great for weight loss, great for lowering sugar levels, great for mood enhancement, natural energy, and weight loss, especially in the belly area where you guys want to get rid of that adipose tissue, right? So this is definitely something that can help you guys out. No blood test is needed. All you have to do is fill out the new patient paperwork, and boom, 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 you'll see the medical consult or medical provider via telemedicine and your consult. It can be through FaceTime or Skype. It's that easy, or you can come to our beautiful location. Totally up to you guys. All right, so let's talk about the next topic. Now, this one's a pretty serious topic. I've got a lot of questions about this topic, what I thought about it, what's going on, such and such. So if you guys don't know who this is, I'll tell you who it is real quick, just in a quick synopsis of who he is. So Shawn Rhoden. Shawn Rhoden is dead. Shawn Rhoden died at 46 years old. So if you guys don't know who Shawn Rhoden is, right, he was a bodybuilder, a heavyweight bodybuilder, an IFBB pro, and he was Mr. Olympia one year. Shawn Rhoden was pretty young at 46 years old, okay? And at that point, he just died, right? He died of, they said, of a heart attack. Now, might have had some other health issues in his past, might have been some other problems, people were speculating other things. All I know is the guy shouldn't be dead at 46 years old. The reason is because there's a lot of different ways that you can check up on your heart. You can check blood panels and see what's going on in your body. Now, whether you take the cautious response from the medical provider and do something with it is totally on you. So you are the bearer of your own destiny in this. So with this guy's, left behind his daughter, his family, had probably a little bit longer in his career for sure. Hell of a guy. Talked to him a couple times. Real nice whenever I've talked to him and stuff like that. It's just a shame. We've lost a lot of bodybuilders in the fitness industry this year. Males, females. So it's a big thing. My take on it, a lot of people came up and asked me, what do I think about Shawn Rhoden and his death? I think it's a shame, right? What do you think they could do about it? What should they do? What do you think is going to happen? All this good stuff. Well, at that point, we need to look at what's going on. The fitness industry in general, and that's only a small part of what Titan does, right? And I feel for some of these guys out there. I have a lot of friends in this sport, right, that do this. And, I feel bad for some of them because, they're really ruining themselves. And at that point, they might not kill themselves quickly, but, over time, abusing themselves and doing what they're doing to some extent can hurt some of the vital organs like the kidneys or liver or other things. And at that point, have some problems. And especially down the road. It doesn't kill you now, but when you're 50 or 60 years old after you're retired and, you're beat to shit inside, this is what's going to happen. And who knows, like I said, this is not what I'm saying about Shawn Rhoden, but at that point, I see a lot of people out there. I see a lot of blood tests that come through. That's why, Titan Medical Center has the most inexpensive blood panels in the country. I want to give a source to people out there that they can check their blood work, not have anybody that's coming down on them, but know what's going on and be educated about these things. And at that point, they can, see what's up and, maybe get that warning flag to, hey, stop. And some people will and some people won't. That's just the cold hard facts. I hate the whatever it takes attitude. I like it and I don't like it. I like it that, hey, listen, people are determined and they have nothing in sight except for their goal and they want to achieve it. I hate it that if it's hurting them and possibly killing them in the inside, that they're still going to do it. At that point, would you, if somebody said, listen, you're killing yourself, this is going to kill you, would you listen or say, oh, I'm going to be all right and just move on? It's a shame because the 80s and 90s produced, the golden era of bodybuilding. So some of the names you still talk about. Now, just give you an example today. Lou Ferrigno, 70 years old. That's the first Incredible Hulk. Great guy. Trained, I'm sure he used a lot of PEDs. Now, the thing about him is he's 70 years old and he's still living, still kicking. Arnold Schwarzenegger is still around, right? There's a lot of these older golden era guys that did abuse their body to a certain extent, but are still around and kicking to this day because they stopped or they didn't overdo it. The biggest thing that I see in the sport today is I see a lot of people out there overdoing it in different things. It's always quality over quantity. I say that to a lot of different athletes or people out there and whatever they do. And the big thing that I have a problem with out there, I'll say it, is that and this is just bodybuilders usually that come to us and say this, but when a bodybuilder comes there or comes to us and gets blood work done, and there's something that's really, really bad on that blood test, we tell them immediately, call them up and say, listen, this is pretty serious. You might want to go see a specialist or retest on some of these different things, or stop doing what you're doing. And there's some first responses are, I'm gonna take this to my coach and see what my coach says. Is your coach a medical doctor? Is he a medical provider? Listen, I'm not hating on any coaches out there either, because I know a lot of coaches, a lot of good friends of mine. But at that point, they don't overstep their boundary either, or that line. They might be able to read blood work as far as, hey, listen, EGFR is kidneys, this is a little low, you might want to back off. High liver enzymes, AST, ALT, these are really high, like this means your liver's in some damage. But they should not be your medical provider and give you medical advice. Like, oh, don't worry about that. We're going to keep doing this for like 4 or 5 more weeks, and then we'll back off a little bit. You'll be fine. It'll just bounce back. I hear this all the time. People, wreck people with steroids out there. We know what's happened with diuretics, with multiple people dying from diuretics and overuse. These different things like heart attacks. Let's talk about hemoglobin, hematocrit, and red blood cell count. Let's talk about increasing these different things with AAS, anabolic steroids. So at that point, when you talk about doing these things, you're putting yourself in a higher category of risk. And is the risk worth the reward? For somebody like Shawn Rhoden, he's been to the very top by being Mr. Olympia. There's some people that are talking about a show that's going on down the street that they're an amateur competitor for, and they're doing more drugs or PEDs than somebody's that at this caliber getting up on an Olympia stage. That's what I have a problem with. And I have a problem with coaches thinking that they know better, the medical providers, or that they're recommending a lot of these different drugs or PEDs, and they really have no idea how they're working. They don't do checkups. They don't do anything like that. They think that it works because they've used it with other competitors in the past, and it's just like, all right, we're just going to put this on him. Like, for real? And then when we talk about different sourcing of different medications that a lot of these different people are taking, they're not getting them from a Walgreens or a CVS or a compounding pharmacy. They're getting them from a bathtub or from some underground lab down the street. So that's my problem with all of this. And I know what happens, guys. Listen, I've been there, done that. Listen, I've seen it all pretty much in this aspect. Way before Titan Medical Center, guys. I know about all this stuff. So, I understand it. I don't hate on people for it. But I think when people are dying, we need to take a better look at things. For sure. It's not right. These people have families out there. George Peterson died at Olympia. He died at Olympia. I mean, we're getting these people dying more and more and more and more, especially this year. It's been crazy. Now, the other flip side to this, where this is going, and I'm not backing this as a conspiracy theorist. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. Old Not Law in the house, Salty Nurse in the house, Army True in the house. What's going on? More steroid. Yeah, there's definitely more steroid. As far as clinical studying on it and stuff like that. So you're right on that. Cardiac CT scan, echocardiogram, annual blood panel, even 2 a year. It just depends. Like, if you're taking stuff and things are wrong, you definitely want to, go after and see what these things are. Lottery gang, I'll answer you in 1 second, all right? So you should already know the professionals don't know shit. It's in all the aspects of work. You're truly right. Rich Piana tribute in the house. That's another one we lost. Rich Piana. It was a big loss for us. But for this, I think that, listen, guys, blood panels need to be done. Whether you're in a sport, you're abusing your body, not abusing your body. If you're having heart problems or you've had, a history, family with heart issues, you've done things that could possibly cause heart issues, then at that point, you need to start doing some different testing. Now, with this, when we talk about this, there is the theory out there, and this has been going around on the internet and through all these different forums, and, I've been approached by it and stuff like that. Do you think it's because he got vaccinated? Okay, let's talk about this, because you know what? It's got some validity to it, and let me tell you why. So when we talk about the vaccine, which, listen, it's totally up to you if you want to get vaccinated. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer for that. But if somebody is taking anabolic steroids or taking these different PEDs out there, this could possibly cause heart enlargement. Now we have a heart enlarged, okay? So that's already one issue. Now, with the vaccine, we know that it's caused some cardiac issues. So, with that, is that a problem? Maybe. Or is it hemoglobin, hematocrit, red blood cell count? High. And now we have something that causes clotting? High. With the vaccine, it definitely does. Is this a problem? Did this cause the issues? And people have been bringing this up with multiple people that have died this year because they've been vaccinated and they've been doing these things. So, don't know, at that point. Like I said, I'm not a theorist, a conspiracy theorist out there. I don't think we'll ever get a true, straight answer of how it was done. Somebody actually came up to me and said maybe it was fentanyl. It was laced with something he was taking. I was like, I don't know about that. We're hearing so many crazy things. This guy's family is hurting right now because he's not there. Daughter's not going to have a father. So I don't think that everybody should be speculating out there. But I think we should definitely talk about what we can do to prevent these things in the future for these future athletes. It's a horrible thing. And like I said, the fitness and bodybuilding industry is supposed to convey health and fitness. How are we being healthy when we're dying at 46 years old? How are we being healthy if we're doing chemical warfare in the body that is out of this world as far as drugs that you're taking? I mean, even if you wanted to take all these drugs that some of these guys were taking, do you know how expensive this would be? I mean, it's going to be very expensive. And what are you going to be doing? What's it going to get you? If you're not like an Olympia pro right now, and you're not going to get on that stage and you're going down the street to get in a bodybuilding show, and you're doing these things to your body, what are you doing it for? You going to get a trophy? I mean, seriously. Now, not to say you shouldn't compete. Listen, if that's what you want to do it. But don't shortcut things and think that drugs or chemical warfare is going to get you there better and faster than you put in the work, dieting, training hard, and maybe doing what you need to do to get your levels optimized. Okay, and that's my saying on that. I don't think I want to go too much farther into that. Myocarditis, but it can be fixed with antibiotics with a small percentage. This is true. This is very true. It can be fixed. Dallas was a hurtful one too. So Dallas Carver, that guy was one of my good friends. At that point, I see Dallas Carver come up from nothing. Spent some good times with Dallas, and it's horrible what happened to Dallas Carver. It's horrible what happened to a lot of these guys out there. So, it is what it is. Andre Adams, my man, that's another Titan Medical Center athlete, very educated and knowledgeable about these things, and totally agrees, Solid info. Thanks, Aaron. I appreciate you tuning in and saying that. Could have said it any better. I appreciate it, Andre. So me and Andre Adams are going to do like a podcast for you guys. We want to talk about some of the different things that are going on out there that we need to bring to light, because we were laughing about it. Andre sent me a text message earlier today, and we're talking about synthol, and these dudes like I said, some local show that they're not doing anything at. These guys are injecting synthol. Why? What are you doing? It is what it is. So we'll talk about that, and when we're going to be bringing that podcast to you. We'll probably we'll do it the next I don't know, late December or January. I know we were talking about. We'll hit down a day and we'll talk about it. And you guys hopefully have some questions, and maybe we'll do it live for you guys too as well, so you guys can chirp in or chime in, however you want to do it. All right. So TG Graves, what's going on? IFBB Pro Neil, what's up, dude? How you doing? King Royce in the house. Hernandez, what's going on? Manhattan 7, they go over the top. Seeing 100-pound weight gain in 2 years, a friend of mine. See, that's way too much too. So, we're talking about the body and being stressed. So our body, genetically, is made to do one thing. When you start doing like PEDs and some of these different things, you can take it past the genetic code in your body. Putting on more weight, okay? Let's just start there. And when we put on more weight, we're putting on more strain to the body too as well, on the vital organs, because it's not thinking. We're not supposed to be able to do this, right? Not be able to take care of this much tissue in the body. And at that point, we're putting more strain on it. Now think of this, and I know it's not the same, but when you think of an obese person, that's exactly what happens to them. They put strain on the body, they put strain on the heart, they have heart attacks. They die at 45, 46 years old, 50 years old. I mean, come on, guys. That's 50 years old. I know 50's old. 50's really not that old, especially nowadays with what we have with science and technology and stuff like that. You can definitely, stay in it to win it for longer periods of time. But, with the strain of overweight, of being overweight, it's kind of like the strain of holding on to that more weight than you might have as a bodybuilder. Even though you have a lot more muscle and a lot less body fat on your body, you're still carrying around all that tissue and weight. At that point, this is putting strain on the body. It can definitely cause problems. They're saying that bodybuilders over 40 are in a higher risk of category for this because they're carrying around so much more weight than their body's supposed to be carrying around or should be carrying around. So it's something to think about. I really do. Even for me, man, at one time when Titan was in the beginning, the bigger the better. But that's not how it is. I came to realize quality over quantity. So listen, if I'm like 10 or 15 pounds less than what I was, and I still look good, I'm lean, six-packed up, ready to go, I'm so strong, I'm good with that. I'm really good with that. I don't need to be the biggest, baddest in the gym or the biggest, baddest anywhere. I just want to feel good, look good, and perform my best and have the best quality of life I possibly can. All right, so Jay Zuv, what's going on? George was natural in 2007. Yeah, 2007. Was 176 on stage with me in 2007. Wow. 176 pounds. Think about that, right? Ed Waves, what's going on? Carlos, how you doing? Port Holden Outlaw said, don't you think social media and the editing of photos and the want to look like someone has pushed us over the edge? Social media promotes look, quote, quote. So I do agree with you, but think about this. We've had magazines, too, for this amount of time, way before social media, and girls always want to look like the model in the magazine. I think you're always going to have somebody that people look up to and want to look like to a certain extent, right? Like back in the day, I'm sure, listen, I played basketball, I want to be like Michael Jordan, right? I wore Jordans, I would dunk or try to dunk like them, right? Hold my tongue out, shoot, whatever it may be. So you want to idolize somebody or you want to look that special way, I think that's always going to be there. This is where I think in the sport we got a problem, is because we, in bodybuilding, right, IFBB, and talk about heavyweights, they are rewarding the biggest, most conditioned person. So when we look at anybody that's won the last 3 years, okay, so whether it's Rami's huge. Rami's definitely one of the biggest out there for sure, and has been for years. Just came in way more conditioned. Curry, when we look at Shawn Rhoden, we look at Phil Heath. These guys compared to Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? Totally different. I mean, way more muscle on them, more chisel, more conditioned. That's, well, maybe not more conditioned. Let me take that back. But way bigger, right? Monsters, freaks. That's what they call them. Oh, yeah. And they're like, yeah. And so if we reward that, even girls, if you see the way that girls are going right now, they almost look like a class up, right? So, when we have, physique, looking like bodybuilders, like, what's going on here? Or, bikini looking like physique, like, whoa, they're not supposed to look like that. And we can't reward people for wanting to get bigger like that in these classes. We got to hold them accountable and make sure that they fit that class, and we want them to look different, not the biggest person on stage with the most muscle and the most condition. It shouldn't be like that. I mean, don't get me wrong, obviously it takes a lot of work to do that. I understand rewarding like that, and then being conditioned when you're that size is a whole different thing. But I think if you reward that, people are going to just go for that, and they're going to want to be bigger and badder, and that's the way it's going to be. So that's what it is. And then the diuretics. This is another thing. Please don't take diuretics out there. Especially like I said, look at what. If you ever get a coach and you're going to do something and they give you a list of things that you need to take, you should really look those things up. You should really be educated about what they are, even if you're reading Google. Hey, listen, what is this, right? What are the negative side effects? Understand these things. Know your medical history, too, because not everybody's different. Some things can conflict in the body if you take them, right? And at that point, you're going to have other problems or issues that could possibly come up health-wise. At that point, you want to make sure that you know what you're intaking and how it's going to affect you. If you have questions, your coach or whoever's telling you to take this should have some explanation, and you should have some sort of medical history to go with it, and maybe you have a medical practitioner look over what you're doing. And they're not going to tell you to take illegal drugs. Medical practitioners, providers, even us here at Titan Medical Center, people say, oh, I take this. Well, that's great. We recommend that you don't take that because we don't want that. We don't want people to take things that are illegal. We just don't. And we can't condone that. We can look over it. We can say, hey, listen, you might want to stop this and this, but we're not going to tell you what to take, how to take, or condone you taking these negative illegal substances. It just is what it is. Yes, the Olympia winner sets a standard, so those others killing themselves to try to achieve the look. Harsher drugs and cycles year-round, site enhancement, harsh diuretics, etc., which increase the level of risk in every way, shape, and form. Pre-workouts today are not healthy. More education on pre-workouts that are healthy. So this is another big one. So Manhattan, you got a great point there. Pre-workouts out there, they're horrible for you. Most of them, right? Most of them have tons of caffeine as far as serving, 300 to 400 milligrams. Other things in there that are going to make you go loopy, bounce around like a ping pong ball, make you feel nauseous inside, make you have to go to the bathroom possibly, and all these other negative effects. Don't do that. You shouldn't want to scratch or claw out of your skin. There's other things like Hercules Potion with like maybe an ECA stack that are going to give you great energy, stimulation. They're also going to give you extra things like vasodilation, recovery. It's going to help with the liver function. It's going to help lubricate joint areas. And all these different things that you can take that are actually good for your body instead of having negative effects on the body. There's ways that you can enhance your body by taking things that it really, really needs in there, okay? And sticking and kicking out the negative things or things that are going to hurt you in the long run or in short term too as well, all right? Some energy drinks are headed towards 400 milligrams per can. Yes, they're headed that way, and I'll tell you what, man, I'm going to do a story on them probably with Big Drew on Friday, talking about energy drinks and how bad they are for you. There's more and more studies coming out about these things, guys, and there's a lot of negative effects that energy drinks can do to you over long extended periods of time too, because a lot of people drink 2, 3, 4 cans a day. Every day is like that, and that's their fuel for the day. It's crazy. You guys are hurting yourselves, and I'm telling you, it might not kill you today, it might not kill you tomorrow, or even hurt you, but down the line, it definitely will have some negative effects or impact on your life, for sure. 100%. Jeffrey MC, what's going on? JO311, JO 311 pounds, what's going on? Aunt Mess, what's going on? How you doing? From Colombia, too. Man, all our ladies come from Colombia. We love Colombia in the house. Jenny, what's going on? Aunt Mess is beyond... Yeah, yes, for sure. It definitely is. Willie Papachulo, what's going on? All right, so the poll. Let's talk about the poll, right? So the poll for the week is your body summer ready, right? So, with this, is your body summer ready? Now, we're going into winter, okay? Thanksgiving's coming up. We've got Christmas afterwards, and then New Year's. And what's the goal for New Year's? I'm going to look better. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do your... All right. So weight loss is probably the number one goal or New Year's resolution out of all resolutions. If you look up on Google, it's like one of the number one things that people say that they're going to change in their lives. And then what happens? People go to the gym. They get a membership. They go to GNC or whatever it is, maybe to us, whoever. They get on this huge regiment. They go to the gym for like a week or two. They get sore, like, I can't do this. I got other things, and then they stop. This is your time. If you guys really want to get in shape for next year, don't start on January 1st. Don't start on January 2nd. Start now, start today, or start tomorrow. Whatever it is. You're going to get a way better step and jump on people if you start now. And even in January, if you want to go into the gym, they have those gym contests, like how much weight have you lost or who looks the best. You could possibly enter these things and win if you start now because you'll lose more and more weight. So at that point, these were the answers. The biggest answer was 46% said no, not yet, I need help. What can Titan do to help? We talked about semaglutide. We talked about Prometheus. We talked about ECA Stack Plus. Hormones. If your hormones are off in your body, you're going to be fighting a battle uphill. You're not going to be able to get to where you want to go, or you're going to plateau at certain areas. This is where you guys need to call us or text us. 727-389-3220. We will give you guys the knowledge, the power, the therapies, and all the guidance you guys need to hit your guys' health and wellness goals for January 1st, 2022 right now. So let's start. Those 46% of people, call us, contact us. We'll get you guys squared away. 28% no, not yet. I'm still working on it. So at least you guys are in the mix. You guys know what you guys want to do, and you guys want to kill it. So, right? So I'm all behind that. So at that point, I really, really want you guys to do it. All right? So if you guys are on your way working on it, if you guys need any other help from us at Titan Medical Center, call or text us 727-389-3220. And 25% said yes. That's like that's like Rodney. Rodney's always ready. Drew's always ready. There's a couple of people I know that are always summer ready. If you ask them to take off their shirt right now, they'll be like, oh, sure, anytime, right now, let's do it. Are you at that point? If you guys aren't at that point, don't get frustrated. Don't get down. It's a work in progress, right? You got to put in effort. It's not something that happens overnight. I talk to my son Peter about this all the time because, he's 12 right now and he wants TikTok. He's in 7th grade. I told him, listen, you can get TikTok when you have a six-pack. When you have a six-pack, you can get TikTok. That way, you have something to TikTok that the ladies are going to like, right? They're going to want to see that six-pack. And he's saying, Titan Medical Center, help me out. I'm just joking. He's over here on the floor with me. All right, so I appreciate all you guys tuning in. I think that's really it. We got some events that are coming up. I would enter with you as my coach. I'm always coaching you guys. Wherever you guys need me, I'm always there for you guys. January is the biggest joke of the gym. It is. January sucks because it's slammed in the gyms, right? And
that money.
Right? It's good for the gyms because their business is picking up. Now, for the members that have been there every day before that, they kind of get frustrated because I can't get to my equipment. It's so packed. I got these newbies in here. That's fine. But I know some of those people that complain about people, they don't do nothing about their health. They don't want to do anything. They don't even go to the gym. Well, these people are here now. Try to encourage people in there. It's really awesome. If you encourage people like that, it might stick with them, right? It might help them and motivate them down the line. So, help them. Be inspirational. Don't be negative to people that are trying to hit their health and wellness goals, even by going to the gym and starting. Help some people out. I guarantee they'll thank you for it, and you might make a serious positive impact on their lives. All right, so why do docs not value free test levels and only consider total test levels? Manhattan, good question. I don't know. Us here at Titan Medical Center, we look at both, free and total. And whoever the practitioner is that says, we're not going to evaluate free testosterone levels, has got an issue. They've got a problem. They don't know what... I'll say that. They might not be educated on the subject as much as they think they are. Yeah, I said it a nice way. Or they just don't know what the hell they're talking about. That's the other way I'd say it. This is the reason why I say this. I'm not trying to disrespect them. No way. But when we look at total and free testosterone, so the two ranges, you have total testosterone, and let's think about this in a reservoir. It's sitting there. Think about a big gas tank. And it's full of testosterone, or it's not, right? But let's think about it full of testosterone. That's your reservoir. That's your total. And then you have your free testosterone. Your free testosterone is taking from that reservoir and utilizing it through the body. If it's pinched and it's only getting a drop out of that total reservoir where the total is great, say your total is 800, but your free testosterone is deficient, then you're going to have low T symptoms and suffer from low T because you have this abundance of testosterone, but it's not getting utilized and pushed through the body and taken. And that's what free testosterone is. Free testosterone is for testosterone that's circulating in the body. It's free, right? It's free. And your body's utilizing this. And that's, why you're working properly or optimally. You have total testosterone, so you have an abundance of testosterone in there. You have free testosterone pulling from that. And your body's utilizing it like it should. So whoever is not looking at free and total testosterone levels, I think I would not go to that physician anymore, because if it's just evaluating that, they're doing their patients a disservice by not looking at both. Okay, that's hormones 101. So anybody that says that, and then some people say, we should only look at free testosterone. Well, that's not true either, because if your total is low, it's going to have, your free is working, but it doesn't have very much to pull from. So, they both should be balanced out. This is not something that should be one-sided. It should definitely be balanced all the way throughout the body. It should be working harmonic balance for you. Your body is like an ecosystem. You want to make sure everything is in the right place and everything's working properly. All right, so the events that are coming up. We've got 2 events that are coming up for this year. The first one, the Atlantic Coast. Florida Atlantic Coast. Titan Medical Center is a title sponsor. That's why you'll see our name on top of this flyer. This is this 19th and 20th of November. It was originally just the 20th, but they added more pro shows, classes in there, so we got an extra day. So we'll be down in Fort Lauderdale. We'll actually be down there Thursday the 18th, 19th, and 20th for you guys, giving away a whole bunch of free stuff, signing people up, talking about Titan Medical Center, taking pictures of everybody out there. Ton of free giveaways for you guys. So if you guys are in the Fort Lauderdale area, or you guys are coming to the Florida Atlantic Coast Pro-Am show, come up to the Titan Medical Center booth, show us some love, take a picture with us, get a free shirt or bag or whatever we might have there, because I might have hoodies too, you never know. And show us some love, man. Hang out with the Titan crew, come out, be a part of it. Next thing after that, Cars and Couture 007 edition. I can't wait for this. I'm going to wait for the 007 theme party for a long time. Got to go out and get that tux. So we're going to have our fashion show in that too as well. So Titan Medical Center will have upscale fashion as far as Titan goes. There'll be a couple more designers that are part of this. And then there'll be spectacular cars there too. Very, very awesome, badass rides. And, they'll be having food, drinks, the whole nine. It's going to be a hell of a setup. Donna Crowley's putting this on. It's for a good cause too. It's not just having an event. This is for Autism Speaks. So we're helping all the kids out there with autism. This is going to go towards their charity. I want to help them out and show them a lot of love too. It's all for a good cause, guys. So come out and join us. Be a part of it. We're going to have tons of giveaways for that. Whole bunch of pictures. A great time guaranteed. All right. So I appreciate all you guys tuning in. Thank you guys so much. It means a lot to me for you guys tuning to Titan Talk Tuesday. Every Tuesday, 6 p.m. with me, John, CEO of Titan Medical Center. If we can help you out with any therapies nationwide, from hormone replacement therapy, medical weight loss, custom vitamin amino acid injectable therapies like Hercules Potion, Titan Complete, Titan Serenity, Titan Ultra, and many more. Libido enhancing therapies for males and females, right? We've got rejuvenation detox. We've got peptides, healing peptides, weight loss peptides, and sexual peptides too as well. Plus blood testing nationwide for you guys. So if you guys want to check on your hormones, your vital organs, hemoglobin A1C, your sugar levels, we can do STD testing, we can do vitamin amino acid testing and test what those are. A lot of different things that your normal general practitioner won't test or has not brought up to you and never tested on you before in your life. So at that point, you guys should get right, get tight, get with Titan Medical Center. Call or text us today. Thank you guys for the support. I'll see you guys next Tuesday on Titan Talk Tuesday with me, John, CEO of Titan Medical Center. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you guys.